Good afternoon, everybody. It's Brexit Brian. I'm live outside the Royal Courts of Justice. The reason why I'm here is that a friend rang me up and asked if I'd come along and show some support for this particular case.
What is the tourist attraction?
We've got a case here today where someone is standing up against the system in regards to council tax. I'm hoping that she's going to come out and explain to us in more detail what the actual case is about. Do you know if they're going to be coming out?
I don't know. It was sent one of the girls in to ask, and
right.
You've come along, and it's just a, even if it's a 30 seconds.
Yeah.
At least it gets shared out.
Yeah, I'm live on. I'm live now.
Yeah. So they know all the detail. It's 4 years.
Yeah, I'm live on. I'm live now.
Yeah. So they know all the detail. It's 4 years with the local decorum council, which is Hempstead, St Albans. So they've got all the documentation to show that the council wasn't following procedure.
So they've gone through the whole legal system, and now this is the final. Final stage, yeah?
They feel they've got the evidence to prove that the council have acted unlawfully, including shutting down their bank accounts and bankrupting to try and destroy their ability to challenge the system in court.
So this is basically a twofold thing. It's about the actual council tax itself, because the defendants there have refused to pay it.
They're in dispute with the council.
They're in dispute with the council.
If you're in dispute,
yeah.
Then the council stop responding to their legal letters asking for the dispute to be looked into, legitimate. The council decided to not respond.
Right.
They've followed the legal procedure correct, and they've got the documentation to prove that. So,
well, I look forward to finding out whether they're going to win this. It'd be tremendous if they do, eh? I mean, it must be quite an emotional struggle to take on the system like this.
Which is what they do. They try and break you, or you haven't got the legal knowledge to challenge them.
Yeah, I mean,
certainly haven't got the money to. The girls trained up on the legal side of it themselves, so they know the law, so that they don't have to pay. While they were getting their evidence together, they don't have to pay a solicitor.
Yeah. Do you know when this case first? When it first all started?
No, they just reached out to me. They just wanted some support today.
They wanted some support today, yeah. And you've come all the way up from Hertfordshire, yeah, that's far enough, isn't it? Great. Well, it's just a question now of waiting around to see if anyone's going to come out. It always feels a bit unusual for me being outside one of the highest. Is this the highest court in the land? Is this the highest?
It's the High Court.
This is the High Court. This is where the major appeals take place, isn't it?
The big things that could challenge the law and change the law potentially.
Wow.
I used to live over there, so I was where you were. I played with the girl, I used to really Gonzalo. She was about 66. She was retired. She left the country very but they're great with the kids. They're great. He's only 11. So he's up to there.
I've been outside this place a few times. I think the last time I was out here was for the. The Tommy case.
See if I can get him to talk.
I think it will go like that. I think like Ninian's said.
Yeah, I can see you, Alison. Thank you very much. As I say, I got invited here off the cuff. What I mean is that there's no preparation on my part. I just got a text message saying would I come along and film. We've got a situation where someone is taking the system to task over the poll tax, the council tax, and it's gone through the whole system, and now they're here at the Royal Courts of Justice. I'm hoping that the lady concerned is going to come out and make a statement. Their case is due to start any minute now. It got put back a couple of hours. It was due to start at 12 o'clock. Apparently there was an issue over the banding of the council tax, and there was an issue in regards to a garage at the back of the property that comes under the property in terms of the collection of council tax. That they're saying that this particular garage was in a bad condition and there was mould and everything else, and that they went into dispute with the council, but the council ignored that dispute and continued to charge them, and as a consequence they stopped paying because they were in dispute, and legally you can do that. And this is the accumulation of all of that. The bottom line is, for the defendant, I don't know if that's the right phrase, they have been made bankrupt because the system has closed down their bank accounts, and yeah.
I went to Tower Hamlets Cross.
Yeah, Kevin, I'm doing a live feed here. Could I ask you a question?
Is it all right for our friends?
No, if you can come here, please. Yeah, so why are you here today then, bruv?
Just for support of these young ladies who's getting terrorised by the council, because they've stood up to the council. The council don't like it. So what I understand is they asked them for certain paperwork to prove that they have to pay council tax. That is in law, and we all know now that it's not in law. It's all done by consent, and they gave them three chances to supply this paperwork. And they said, if you don't supply it, we're going to take you to court. So what I understand is they did take them to court, but in the meantime the councils tried to stop their bank accounts and threatened to take the house off them, and they own it to pay the debt. So this is what it's all about now.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I only found out yesterday.
Yeah, me too, mate. I only found
Yeah, I
out
know.
myself.
And I heard from Keith that you was coming up. And
Yeah.
Oh, Brian's going to be there. That's
Yeah,
good.
I mean, it's certainly a difficulty to take on the system, isn't it? I mean,
Yes,
they've actually
and-
shut someone's bank account
Yes,
down.
apparently so. Yeah, I was talking to a couple of the people who was with Keith, and they knew the guys. They said, yeah, they did shut their bank account. So, fair dues, and it's just giving them support.
It's just giving them support. Yeah, that's the main
It can
reason.
happen to any of us.
It could happen to any of us.
And this is a war, really.
It's a what?
It's a war. It's actually a war. Right?
A war between who?
Between the people and the system. That's what it is.
Do you
Corruption.
believe that the system works for us, or do you don't think the system works for us? No. You think it's set up
set up to serve the rich, isn't it? You know, it's enslavement. Everything we're paying is enslavement. Right? And you know that we've spoken about this for years, Brian. You know, we go back for years.
We go certainly. We go back a few years, don't
Quite
we?
a few years,
How far back do we go? I wonder.
We was young men when we started.
Yeah.
I had brown hair then.
Yeah, we met at the Yellow Vest, didn't we?
Yeah, it started
That was I think that was 2018, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I was doing it a bit before then. Do you remember the old girl Min? The
Yeah.
old girl Min that passed away.
Yes, I
That's
do.
how I met her. And I found out all this with the council tax, with water, through her, you know, because she had stood up to all of it.
Yeah.
And she was actually part of Nigel Farage's Brexit team.
Was she?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if a person is going to stand up to the council in terms of council tax, I wonder what their best advice would be.
Right. Well, coming from my experience, you never say, I'm not going to pay. You say, I'm withholding my payment, because it's all done by consent. Everything that's sent out to you is never signed. It's just an offer of contract. So you say, I'm not refusing to pay, I'm withholding it until you can prove to me where every penny of my money is going. And it's your money, it isn't their money. Right? And then, you know, it just starts from there. And if they start backing off, don't go after them, because I think that's what happened with these girls. They kept going at them, saying, I want the evidence, and this is what it's come to. But you know, fair dues, they're willing to stand up to them and take them to court. This is their case. It isn't the council's case. They're taking the council to court.
Yeah. Well done, Kev. Thanks for.
Yeah, you know, and same with Walter.
And me and you, same with Walter.
Same with Walter.
Me and you have got many years of campaigning to do, haven't we, bruv? Yeah.
We have.
All right.
It's lovely knowing you as well, bro.
And you, mate.
When I heard that you was going to be here, you know, Keith said, "Oh, Brian's going to come up." I thought, "Oh, brilliant!" You know?
Fantastic.
So, you know, if you're out there and you're thinking of doing all this, right, just get your facts right. It's not hard, right? They make it seem hard.
Yeah.
Because people live in fear. Say if you've got a husband and wife, right?
Yeah.
And one wants to stand up to and say, no, I'm not paying this anymore, it's my money, you know, I want to spend it on my children or my grandchildren.
Yeah.
Right? Then they kind of rely on the other partner who says, no, I don't want them around my door, I can tell you they haven't been around my door. Right?
So just to elaborate to the audience, this isn't a case of simply refusing to pay council tax. This is a case of being in dispute. So when you're in dispute,
same as a Walter.
when you're in dispute, the bills and everything get put on hold until that dispute is resolved and the procedure has been gone through. But in this particular case, even though they've been in dispute with the council have continued to treat them like they're not in dispute. And as a consequence, the bills have gone up and it's become to a situation where it's become unaffordable to them and their house has been put under threat. And then the council have taken it one stage further by getting a court. I assume you've got to get a court order to close a bank account down.
So. I really don't know.
So they've gone through all this, and here they are today at the Royal Courts of Justice, which is the top court in the land for this sort of issue.
If these are honourable.
We're going to find out.
Or they're still working.
Anyway, Brexit Brian loves you. I thank you for watching. I was hoping to actually talk to the lady directly, but they rushed into the court before we had a chance to actually speak to them. So on that basis, there ain't nothing more for me to film or report. So I'm going to call that a day, and I will keep you updated about this particular case, the outcome. I'm always pessimistic when it comes to the legal system. I don't trust it. I think they're all in it together. That's my own view. But you never know. After all, we are tongue-in-cheek talking about British justice. Bye now. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to share. Brexit Brian loves you. And the next appearance that I will be making live will be outside the court on Thursday when Tommy's up in court, isn't he, on the 5th of June at Westminster Magistrates. So I will be out there filming live from there, along with lots of other media, no doubt. Oh, let's just block this fella first. Before I go, let's block this fella. Yes, I was very fortunate to be able to block that fella. Anyone that takes the mickey, I don't mind a bit of humour, but if you want to be smart arse, you get blocked by me. Bye now. Bye now.